Thanks for stopping on in for today's college basketball pick video play for November 21st, 2018. In this one, talking about this afternoon matchup between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Stanford Cardinal. Going to give our lean on where we see the better value against the spread. The Badgers coming in as moderate favorites here. They're giving 8 points. Going to be an interesting test here between the Big Ten and the Pac-12. Of course, last season, Wisconsin was one of the biggest disappointments across the entire college basketball landscape. They're trying to get things back on track this year. Bringing back a talent like Ethan Happ is certainly going to help as the Badgers try to reclaim their form and get back to the NCAA tournament. They've been able to work their way into the top 25. A lot of that is predicated on the fact that Wisconsin in their second game went on the road against Xavier and won that one by a final of 77-68. But that's a Xavier team that is still up in the air in terms of where they're going to fall. They were one of the best teams in college basketball last year, but they lost a lot of pieces from that group. So a win over Xavier on the road this year, maybe not quite as impressive, but still a nice win nonetheless for the Badgers. And then their other wins coming in convincing fashion against very manageable opponents, Coppin State, as well as Houston Baptist. So this is going to be another good measuring stick game for the Badgers here in the early portion of the non-conference as they play on the neutral site in the Bahamas. They're taking on the Stanford Cardinal, who came through for us in their second outing against the spread on the road against a tricky UNC Wilmington opponent, winning that one by a final of 72-59. And then after that, Stanford went on the road against a very difficult opponent, North Carolina. And the Cardinal were completely outclassed in the first half of that matchup, but they actually put together a pretty solid second half performance, still losing that one by 18 points, but it could have been much uglier. And the Cardinal, maybe something positive for them to build off of in that second half performance against North Carolina in their last outing. Unfortunately for Stanford, their matchup at home against Wofford was canceled because of the fire situation in the state of California. That's a Wofford team that's likely going to be one of the top teams over in the Southern Conference and one of the better mid-major teams in the college basketball landscape this year. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. This is a Stanford team. They don't have any standout star players, but they also don't have many weaknesses. This has potential lower scoring matchup written all over it with the brand of basketball that these two teams like to play, and that gives these points a little bit more value. I see a competitive matchup here. Stanford getting the 8 points feels like the better value bet, so that's where we're going to side, taking Stanford with those 8 points. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college basketball picks, including our daily free play over at stumpthespread.com. Linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.